Welcome to the Christmas episode of A Drink of Blood, A Taste of Sugar Cookies, or A Taste of Flesh, because this is the holiday special. We should have put up Christmas lights. I wish I'd have known about that. I didn't think about it. We blew it.
Thank you. Yep,
Yeah, we
yep.
definitely do.
Well, we have a candle.
I think it's like
that's all.
watermelon Santa. I just buy random
They don't
shit.
know that. We don't got smell-o-vision yet.
Just, you're covering the label. It's
Oh,
okay.
yeah. We're covering it. This is not a sponsor. But anyways, welcome to the Christmas special. 4 movies we're going to talk about that you should watch this holiday season. And those 4 movies are, we're not going to tell you because you got to listen.
You'll find out.
You'll find out soon, don't worry. But first off, we got Kyle, who did the intro. And then we got,
Rachel.
and then we got,
Justin.
and then we got,
Phil.
and you got 4 of us. Isn't that nice? That's the reason why we got 4 movies. We all picked a movie. Isn't that cool? First, we're going to talk about A Christmas Horror Story, or if you bought it at Walmart, The Holiday Horror Story, because they want to be family friendly, I guess.
Politically correct.
Politically
Yeah,
correct.
politically
Sure, there you go.
PC.
PC for all you people out there. Anyways, this is an anthology film that came out in 2015. Thank you, Phil, for telling me this about 5 minutes ago. It has a nice 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty wild. It actually is a fun time. What's great about this movie is that I didn't think I watched it at all. And so I picked this movie because I was like, oh, we've had this movie for like 4 years now. So I'm going to pick this. So we could finally watch it and see what it's all about. So Rachel's like, no, we've definitely watched this. I was like, no, we haven't. Like, I don't remember anything about this fucking movie. And so we started up, and I'm like, see, yeah, we ain't watched this shit. Why is William Shatner talking to me on the radio? Why is, Santa Claus running around from something that's beating down the door? And then when it finally got to the school scene, so there's 4 stories in this one. So it's the 4 for 4 deal in this movie. And when it gets to the kid's story, that one is awesome because that one's like creepy, and that one's very Japanese horror to me.
Yes.
Because it's in like this building, these people go into, the school's basement. I don't know why
It was
it's
like a-
locked up anyways.
It was like a convent or something. If you listen to more of the dialogue, they talk about it being like a convent for nuns or something.
Right.
I don't know why they locked it up, but
Well, it's
Holidays.
because,
They were all going on like a holiday vacation, and they said we'll starve down here since no one's going to be opening the doors for 5 days or something.
right. And
But
so,
they could have just broke the door down.
yeah.
Teenage strength.
yeah. They have enough hormones to break that shit down. And so, there's some weird ghost shit going on, and you find out that, like, there's, like, a baby that got born down there, and it was, like, a demon, and it killed every nun that was down there, and it was really wild. But, with that said, that's probably, like, my favorite part of the anthology. I really like that story, because it's just super creepy. Like, there's a part that made me jump, and it made me jump twice, because A, I didn't remember it the first time, and then B, like, when I finally watched it again, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is cool. But it also isn't Christmas feeling, which is interesting.
I think
It's the only one.
Christmas thing is they're on Christmas break.
Yeah. So that's, if you don't want to watch it for Christmas, there you go. But then you have the one with the badass kids, and the dad is like completely broke.
The broken Krampus statue.
Yeah, and the kid broke the statue because he's a piece of shit. And what's great about that one is everybody gets their just.
Yeah.
So they all die. And
They're a family of dicks. That's
yes,
fine.
definitely worth what happened to them. And the guy's like, I just went all this debt because I love you and I wanted you to have a great life. This bitch was all about money, clothes, and hoes. And and then you have another one where it's Santa and all his elves are turning into little gremlin style shit. Zombies.
Yeah.
Zombie fucking
And,
elves.
I read one of the things I wrote down is like sick elf chops his fucking hand off.
Yeah.
Rad.
So cool.
He didn't want those cookies so bad that he chopped his own hand
But
off.
this is a note that I wrote for you, even though you don't remember watching the movie. And Phil thought elves can't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of her notes from the movie.
I mean, I never thought of an elf dying.
No, yeah, same.
I think they said that they don't die in the movie.
Technically speaking,
Yes.
yeah. But I had the same experience. I watched it the one time and just had no recollection, period, of that film. Not to say that it was a bad film at all. There wasn't enough space in my brain, I think, for it to be retained in there. But upon the second watch, I was like, oh wow, this is so familiar. I personally love the story of the wife and the husband and the changeling child.
Oh,
that I know I just
sheesh.
spoiled it. I definitely just spoiled it for
Yep.
anyone that's trying to watch it. But you will know straight up from the beginning if you watch any type of other horror films that there's something not right about this child. So it's one portion of the anthology in which the mom and dad and the child go out to find a Christmas tree in the middle of this forest, and they go on private property, and the wife is like, no, honey, we shouldn't do that. And the husband's like, we're doing it anyway, babe. Come on now. And they,
Don't forget, yes.
yeah, I'm a
Yes,
cop,
don't
it's
forget he's
fine.
like cop.
Yeah, I got cop energy. It's good, babe. And they go out to find this tree, and they lose the child in the process, and they have to find the child in this, like, enchanted woods, basically. And, I mean, you already know if you've watched a lot of horror films, of course the child is the changeling. So, he's fucked up. He eats a lot of pasta. He stabs his dad with a fork.
He eats all the fucking spaghetti.
I know. It is actually delightfully eerie, some of the shots where you see the child as his true form. So I did like that. It wasn't pure cheese.
It's a creepy little shit.
It was
Yeah,
actually
no,
eerie.
dude, that
the
freaking-
the glowing eyes.
The reflection
Yep.
in the window,
Yeah.
that was fucking
Delightful.
dope.
Very good touches. I think that they had a sense of gravity for that particular storyline that was not ultra cheesy, and I really appreciated that a lot. It was aces, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I just think it's weird that, like, I feel like we all watched it. We all forgot that we watched it, and then we had to rewatch it and go,
Yes.
oh yeah, this movie's great. And
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
go, okay, so if it's so great, why do I keep fucking forgetting I watched this
Seriously,
fucking
though.
movie?
Yeah.
And-
I know I didn't get Christmas vibes from it either, like you said,
Mhm.
until you see the scenes where a whole Christmas tree is set up,
Mhm.
or people are traipsing through the woods and they're talking about, oh, we should have had the Christmas spirit, honey.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really remember those themes until you're specifically reminded of them, because it does work as a legitimate anthology, like kind of on its face.
Mhm.
So I thought that was one of the strengths of it, honestly.
I will say that, like, it's a great holiday anthology.
Mhm.
Though.
Yeah.
Like, this is
Absolutely.
definitely something you can watch
Yep.
at the beginning of December,
Mhm.
you
Yep.
know,
Well, even now,
Yeah.
a couple weeks in. Well, I don't know when this is coming out. That's what I
ASAP.
think.
Yes.
We have work ahead of us.
Mhm.
One of the things that I liked with the elves, going back to that, was when
Mhm.
I wrote down, I love it when Santa's fighting the elves,
Mm-hmm.
and when one of them looks at him, he's like, "Suck my Christmas balls."
Yeah.
Yes.
I wrote
Yes.
that down and just put a laughing emoji.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's about the only one that, out of all of them, is, like, Christmassy, because it's
Yeah.
fucking
Right.
Santa Claus.
And
but-
that one's the only one that kind of has comedy to it. Because
Yeah.
all the other ones are very
one-liners
serious.
are beautiful.
Yeah.
They're just beautiful.
Just the "suck my Christmas balls,"
Mhm.
like, I
Yeah.
love it. And also wrote that Santa murdering the elves is actually quite funny.
It
Yeah.
is, though.
The noises and sounds and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
they made, like,
Yeah, that was so wild.
Mrs. Claus is shocked that they don't want to eat her cookies and they don't want the sugar. She's like, what? Something must be amiss. Like, you're right. They're zombies, babe. They're zombies now.
They're done.
I'm sorry. Your whole operation is toast.
We're tired of making the Hatchimals. So I think back in 2015 that was the big thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Or was that like 4 years ago? I don't fucking know.
It's all a blur now.
Yeah.
Time is all relative, right? I highly recommend it to anybody, though. I think, and I promise I will not spoil the end of it, but it wraps up in such a delightful and efficient manner towards the end of that film that I was, quite frankly, shocked. I normally see a twist coming a mile away, and I did not see this twist. So, 10 out of 10. I loved it. I thought that was such a brilliant choice. I really do.
I just had to remember. I just had to remember what the ending was.
Would
Because you forget about the fucking William Shatner story. Because it's like a good like segue
Yeah.
no,
between
dude,
everything.
I wrote William Shatner's name like 5
Yes.
times.
Yeah.
I'm a Trekkie,
Yes.
dude.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing.
Yep.
Obviously, she doesn't remember the first time watching it, but when he first pops up,
Oh,
I'm like,
delightful.
Yeah.
William Shatner!
Delightful. delightful. He's just hitting that eggnog hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
All
he's drunk as
hard.
Yeah, he is. I bet he really got drunk for this movie.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
It's not a
Also,
prop.
just how much do they have to fucking pay him to be in this fucking movie, which is
Oh,
wild,
man,
you
they-
know?
Too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too much.
That was the whole budget.
What'd you think, Rachel?
I thought it was good. I like the Changeling one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually talking to him about that like a couple weeks before we watched it again, and he had completely forgot everything.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget though, but I don't think you see a lot of films, at least post 2010, with that kind of storyline in it. So that was unique.
A good changeling
Yes.
story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Granted, at the same time, I can't think of a movie right now that's done anything with changelings.
Not for a long time.
Not even, you know,
Not for over a
Nothing.
decade at least. No. Absolutely not. And that handled it well.
right.
So no.
So it's really good. I think it's awesome. Yeah, I just picked that one because I didn't think I watched it.
Yeah.
Her and I were in the same boat then because she was like, I didn't watch this. And I was like,
I
you
know.
did. You probably had the same conversation. You're like,
Yeah.
you watched this.
I texted
Listen,
him
we
like,
got into like full ass
Yeah.
arguments. You have watched this? No,
No,
I haven't.
No, I have not.
I
I
just
promise you.
Yeah.
I don't remember shit about this movie.
That's what she said to me. She was like, I don't remember shit. And I sent her my notes, like a screenshot of my notes. And she was like, yep, still don't remember.
No, not at all. It was all gibberish.
So
to me.
weird. Maybe I just was confusing it with a different movie or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
wild.
yeah. But
Well-
it has high rewatch value, I think.
Yeah.
It's one of those that I would sit there and watch it again and again, you know, of course, like spaced out over a few months or whatever. But you can stand to watch it several times in a year, I would say, and it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, no, I definitely. It's like
Mhm.
a movie I could definitely do like holiday
Yes.
viewing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Just enjoy it every time.
Absolutely.
One of the main things I liked overall was just how everything was told, even though
Mhm.
not all of it was like super believable, but it was good.
Right,
It was
yeah.
told well.
Yeah.
The acting was great, actually.
The
Yeah.
acting
I was
is
really
really
surprised by
good.
that.
The guy with the Santa Claus that is Santa Claus.
Mhm.
I don't want to ruin it, but
Yeah.
he plays it like
The nuances.
really
Yeah.
well. And the asshole kids, I mean, I don't know if it comes naturally to teenagers, but they
No,
fucking
listen.
seem like straight assholes
Yeah.
to me for real.
I know this for a fact because I recognize only 2 of the actors in this whole entire film, and they were stars on Degrassi. So yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rachel pointed
Yes.
that out too. That guy's in Degrassi.
Of course.
Goddamn.
I'm done.
They are way more alike than we thought.
I
Yes.
love that. I was like, I know this guy.
So
That's too
funny.
funny. I love Degrassi. That's my
Yeah.
shit.
So what's your? So let's say we still haven't come up with our own rating. So 1 out of 5.
Oh,
Okay.
1 out of 5. I thought we were gonna
How
grade
many?
this. Or,
How many
okay.
Christmas lights? There we
Yeah,
go.
you get one Christmas light being the worst, 5 Christmas lights being the best.
Okay, so straight up, I give it 3 legitimate Christmas lights and 1 flickering.
That's
That's what I would say.
So like a 3.5
yes,
stars.
Yes, absolutely.
What about you?
Strong.
I give it about probably a 4.
4 Christmas
Yeah.
lights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it 3 just because I couldn't remember it the first time,
You're
and I just
right.
hate that because it is good.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
that's what's so annoying about it. You go, fuck, this movie wasn't memorable, but I'm also
It's shot
going,
well, it's
it was
paced
great,
well, the
yeah.
acting was good, yeah. Personal failure on my part.
I think I'll go with 4 also.
yeah, I think it's really cool.
Mhm.
End up with a median at like 3.5.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
All right.
So something that's not gonna get a 3 from me is
The movie that I picked.
Stop.
If
Stop.
anyone listening to this that knows of me or anything about me, there's 3 things I like in my life. 4. Wrestling, horror movies, Batman, and whiskey. This movie has wrestling and horror movies in it. Why? Because it's called Santa Sleigh and Bill Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Goldberg. The one from the 90s and who shouldn't have came back in the 2015s.
Never.
Well, fucking Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
God, bro.
Thanks a lot.
He
This
had
is
that
in
lot of
this is in
money.
like 2005. I think that's around the time Goldberg left WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably looking for a fucking paycheck. to be
Well, yeah,
honest with you.
that's what
He
he's
had a
doing in
boat payment to
WWE
make.
too.
Yeah.
WCW.
Goldberg is the star. Santa Sleigh. Goldberg plays Santa. I personally love this movie because I love cheesy shit, I love
This is-
wrestling, and I love horror.
It is
So,
cheese.
It's American
If
cheddar.
you ever go to a fucking gas station, you get some nachos and you push that button for
swear
the
to God,
cheese to
bro.
come out, and it's just squirting out like a fucking turd.
I swear
That's
to
what this
God,
movie is. And you just keep fucking pushing it until it's nice and saucy. Because it does get saucy with the blood.
Yes, and this movie is so full of just amazing one-liners.
Oh my god.
It's
Oh,
here to get
here-
Yuletide fear.
Here's
Like-
a gun for Christmas. Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking retarded? What?
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
know. I gasped when I heard that. I was like, no, my sensibilities,
And then she played it off. She was like, "Oh, this isn't how a relationship starts." We're
Right.
like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Oh man.
and my
what did
favorite
we
thing
get her
was
for
when
Christmas?
Phil was watching it.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, she texted me in the first 5 minutes of watching it.
was like-
She was like, "The Nene's in it," and I was like, "Yes, Fran
Yeah.
Drescher," but she's only in it for
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
Yeah, they spent so much money on that budget just for the beginning of the
The first
movie.
5 minutes, the cast in that, everybody's
what the fuck?
recognizable.
Yeah,
No, no.
insane, insane.
One of the things that I wrote that I loved is when he burns Fran Drescher's hair,
Yeah.
and then puts her out and kills her in eggnog. 'cause
Right,
it's funny.
right.
But I'll let you guys go into it after this because I love this
No,
movie.
I have
But
to say,
I-
counterpoint, because the star of this film is actually the fucking buffalo. Whatever the thing
Yeah.
that the thing that is pulling sleigh.
Yeah.
That is the star of the film. not Bill Goldberg. I'm not gonna lie. That is the star of this film. Straight up.
One of my favorite scenes from this entire movie is when he first breaks into their house and like comes down through the chimney and like
Yeah, just
Goldberg Hulk shit.
Yeah.
God
And
dang.
fucking
They made that shit at WWE entrance. I've ever fucking seen one.
He punts the little dog.
Yep.
The little dog hits the ceiling fan, spins around and hits the
Yep,
chimney.
Yep.
I'm not big on like
Oh,
dog murder
shit.
stuff,
But that was funny.
No one is.
but
yeah.
this was just funny because you knew that was a little stuffed fucking creature.
Oh,
They
yeah.
did not make it look real to fuck with
No,
you.
No.
not at all.
And it just, I love the first murder segment because also the cast of the first murder segment is just,
Chris Kattan from his SNL
Yeah,
days,
yeah.
the height of those SNL days, was beautiful. I just thought my most favorite kill was when he took the star off the top of the Christmas tree and just tomahawk chopped that basically and like the actual
Yeah, then the
throwing
back of
star.
the-
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Stop! How would that?
see,
it's not even doable, but I believe
one
it.
of the things I really liked with it was when he first walks into the strip club
Yeah.
and he just goes, he like does the, oh,
Yeah.
oh.
And it's just titties everywhere.
It just was delightful when he sexually assaulted that woman and then he like tried to strangle the bouncer that was like trying to protect her. What a weird, odd flex.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, love
Well,
that.
and that's why I told
Sign
you
of
it
the
was
times,
only
right?
a 2-minute long
No,
strip
it's
club
a
scene, 'cause I know how
sign
you
of,
are
it's
with
a sign
that.
of the times because that is just how you would think that folks back then would find that humorous. But now
We
it's
say
like,
back then,
I
that
know.
was
Oh my
16
God.
years ago.
now it might, that segment might have aged a little poorly, I would say. But
Really?
that's overall fine. You breeze past that and you get to the
That's why I warned you. I don't want to tie into all your.
no, you get to the crux of the, I guess the argument between him and like the Santa Claus character, and they end up playing like ice cornhole towards the end of the film, which was like
Oh, and there's also a
Yeah.
claymation scene in this.
yes,
by the way.
yes, you can't
Very
forget
classic Christmas 1940s
They-
shit.
I was gonna say I want to hear your guys'
that. They've
point
covered all the
of views
bases.
because
Yeah.
you were messaging me and you were like, I can't wait. First you were like, what the fuck is this? What are you making us
Yes.
watch for an hour and 17 minutes? And I can only imagine what the fuck you were feeling.
I just didn't know what to expect. First off, we're going on Tubi to watch it anyways, because
We watched
can't-
it on Peacock.
Peacock, yeah.
oh yeah, Peacock. Is that what we watched?
Yeah.
And so like we're watching on there because I don't know where to find a fucking copy of that movie except
For real.
eBay right now.
Well,
And,
you
uh,
could have just asked.
Yeah,
You
you're
know I
right.
got one.
But so like it starts and it's that whole beginning scene. I'm just going, yep, this is about to be a movie. And like it just the whole idea that it goes into this claymation scene and it's a whole long scene too.
It
Like
is,
this is
it
not. It's weird because it's like they knew they overspent on their budget and they're like, we're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff with this because we
should've
have the
timed
time
it.
for
We
it.
should've
We
timed it.
overspent on Fran Drescher.
Yeah. and Goldberg. Like, I swear that claymation scene's like 20 minutes
It
of
is,
itself,
yeah.
and then it goes back to the live action shit.
Yeah.
Where they
With no segue. None.
none, not at all, and then just fucking. This movie was just wild, and just, I wish I could remember what the girl gave him. No, what the boy gave the girl after she gave him the gun for Christmas, and I cannot remember what it is. But there's like a line after he says, "Are you fucking retarded?" Like, and I'm just going, "She gave you a gun, but
That's a transformer.
yeah."
Oh yeah, she's like, it's more than me.
Yes, yes.
And and he's like, oh my god.
Holy shit, bro! It had nothing to do with anything.
No,
To
his
be
reaction
completely
was
honest
like,
with you, I don't remember if he actually gave her anything.
I feel like he gave her something tiny. Like, I can't remember at all. But it was just shit like that. Like,
that was an
The-
unequal
the
relationship.
movie,
The grandpa too.
yeah, like, the movie's not horrible. It's a fun ass time if you just want to sit back and just watch
Yeah.
trash. Like, then that's what's great about
Yeah.
horror.
Yep.
You
yep.
watch it for trash, and
Yep.
this is what this movie is. Amazing kills,
Yes.
Oh,
straight
dude.
trash.
The one of the kills in the strip club when this is the one you talked to me about. I'll let you say the pole.
Oh, yeah, dude, like, it's just so fucking insane.
He
I
fucking
Yeah.
kicks it and then like
Yep.
shocks the dude.
damn, dude. It was so wild.
He also cleans off the pole.
Yes,
Yeah, he cleans it before he goes to grab it.
Dedication.
Yes.
God, you thought he would have went into Lucky Rabbit or something. Not Lucky Rabbit, fuck. What was the monkey?
Joker's Wild.
Joker's
Yeah.
Wild, man. So funny. God. I'm just looking at Rachel and going,
You gotta
how long is
sanitize
this
that.
movie?
Yeah, for real.
I'm glad I watched it though. Like, that's the thing. Like, you gotta love. That's the reason why you're a horror fan. You watch this shit and you go, "Yep, this is the reason why I love horror." Like,
Yep.
no matter how fucking bad it is, unless it's Troll 2, you're gonna fucking love it. So.
Yes. Yes.
One of the things I wrote, which is something that I know she'll like, is I like when he killed all the cops.
Oh my god.
The first thing that popped into my
Progressive.
head is I was like, "Hey, Cab!"
Yeah, I know.
And then I was like, "Damn, I don't know who's gonna listen to this podcast." But he fucking doesn't care. He just kills
No.
everybody. He
Yeah.
kills the
It's
Jewish dude and the
indiscriminate, yeah.
butcher with the
Yep.
fucking Hanukkah candles.
I can't
Yeah.
believe that. And
That
the
was awesome,
reflection of the Star of
actually.
David on his forehead, he's like,
Yeah.
no.
But talking into the
Absolutely anyway.
reflections, the thing I tagged you in last night when they try to shine the flashlight in his face,
Yeah.
he's like, "I'm Santa Claus, not fucking Dracula."
Right.
Oh my god.
If anything, you have to watch it for the one-liners.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the decent amount of kills. It's unique, to say
Yes.
the least.
I just need you to know, Justin tagged me in a post at 1 o'clock in the morning
Oh
with
my
this
God.
fucking thing, and
There's a picture
I
of
look
you.
at, I just look at this, like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? Oh yeah,
Dude, I sought that picture out for like 5 minutes. And I tagged you both in that
Yeah,
shit.
you
I was like, I want them to see this. When they
No.
wake up, I want
It
them to
was
see
beautiful.
Goldberg all jacked, but in a Santa Claus outfit.
Right.
He was hella jacked. Like, that hat was dorky as hell.
Oh,
but damn
man.
those biceps, bro.
Sheesh.
they were oiled up.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, okay. You want a thirst trap and a horror movie? Watch this.
Sheesh.
Well,
Unless you think Bill Goldberg's a person.
I know, for real.
He's not Stone Cold, okay?
This will appeal to a certain audience, that's
Yes.
for sure.
Well, and I like the one thing I did enjoy about it, like the cheesiness aside, was like the twist on the Santa, like the mythology of it,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
with like how Santa made the deal with the angel. Like,
Mhm.
what is the game? That,
It's
Curling.
curling.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
Like, he made the deal with the angel.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I like
curling.
ice cornhole.
Yeah, that's not how it
ice
works.
cornhole is
I
pretty
totally
fitting,
didn't even know it
actually.
was called curling, so that's
But
my bad.
I like the twist on the mythology with it. Like,
Right.
Santa made a deal. Like, he's actually the son of the devil, and he
Yeah.
made a deal.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was
Who the
cool.
fuck came up with this stuff? They're like,
I don't
you know what's
even
gonna be
know.
awesome in this movie? We're gonna have Bill Goldberg
Let's
Yeah.
curling with Santa,
No,
and they're going, hell yeah, let's fucking do it, and we're gonna have Fran Drescher die at the
I can't
beginning.
believe it. Friedrich should have been the whole
Yeah.
laugh, you know, and everything.
Bro, it's got an 84%.
On what? Metacritic?
Stop.
No. I just want to see who wrote it.
No,
That is so funny.
Hey, I gotta see who
they're
wrote
getting
it.
paid their plants. So I
Oh
don't believe
man, it's so
it.
funny.
They received compensation for those scores.
Yes, they did.
Writer David Steinman.
No.
That's so
David
funny.
Steinman is known for Castaway, What Lies Beneath, and
Excuse
Inspector
me?
Gadget.
Shut the fuck up.
Excuse me?
That's the guy that wrote
I
Santa
just had a
Slay.
stroke from hearing that.
Hello? He was like, I'm done doing these big ass movies. I want to do
What?
trash.
He also
Straight
he
schlock.
also helped write Rush Hour 2, Red Dragon,
Wow.
The Family,
Did he
something
go
called
through a
The
divorce?
Sex Monster.
He went
Yeah,
through
there
a
you
divorce.
go.
He
There's
definitely-
that. He
Yeah.
definitely did the sex
Yeah.
monster.
There's trauma there. There's trauma.
Is this Wikipedia?
Oh.
Where's the .org at, please?
Right, yeah.
I'm on IMDb.
Damn, bro.
One of the things too, which just popped back in my head looking at IMDb, did you notice all the cops' names were plays on dick jokes?
No, I did not
The
notice
captain's
this.
name was Captain Culk, but they kept calling him Captain Cock.
That's what I thought.
The
Cock in there.
sergeant at the desk, his
Mhm.
name was Sergeant Dick Ziegler.
That's cute.
I didn't catch it until after I watched it because I rewatched it again last night.
Yeah.
But I watched it last week too, just because I fucking love it. And I when I saw it, I was like, Dick Ziegler. And this little kid in me was like,
That's
and then when the kid sits down to talk to the captain, when he turns around in the Santa uniform, I read his thing and it was like Captain Culk, and the kid made a joke. He was like, Captain Culk. Cock." I was like,
Everyone
"What?"
calls it cock. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
And then you see one of the cops that's dead on the floor. One of them, his name's like something Balls.
Yes, I did notice
Yeah,
that one.
it's like
I remember
all
seeing
the
that
cops
one.
are dick jokes.
Yeah.
Why?
Fucking weird, dude.
Oh,
Steinman
God.
was like, "Fuck this, dude. I'm done. Like, I did Red Dragon, What Lies Beneath,
Yep,
Castaway, Rush Hour."
Well, he stood on that island with Tom Hanks for too long. I need to fucking do something
He
else.
went crazy.
I
He
need
got a
to.
psychotic break. Busted
I need to
Santa
see
Slay.
somebody cleaning a stripper pole and killing him with
Yeah.
it, please.
Dude, and
Yeah.
I legit like laughed like the LOL. Legit.
Oh, no, I was-
so
Yeah,
many scenes.
yeah.
in this
Rolling,
movie.
rolling.
The one that like I thought it would have woke her up because I yelled it because I forgot. Even though, like I said, I watched this movie last week. I was watching it last night. I was like, "Holy shit! They blew up a fucking reindeer!"
Yeah.
They
I was
did, though.
like- in my head,
That
I'm
was-
just like,
Yeah, because they pull out a fucking rocket
Yeah.
launcher. What? Where the fuck did you get this?
From the hunting group?
Yeah.
and you got the old Indian guy that's like,
Oh,
"I had
my-
to save up all my
Yeah.
cigarette money for this."
Yep, yep.
He just lost a lung so he could get a rocket launcher.
Naturally. The American
Oh,
way.
You know, just fuck the rest of the movie. Just watch Santa's Sleigh. God
It's worth a
dang.
one watch. I can say I'll probably never watch it
Probably
again.
3
but-
watches. Just so you can notice everything.
Yeah, that's what it took me too to catch on to a lot of the shit. I still wish I remembered all his one-liners,
Oh,
man.
man, it was fucking hilarious.
The costume design in that film, though, is, I will say this, atrocious. Because Santa's, like, cape is made out of the same material that Brittany's latex red suit is in.
Yes.
Like, it is shiny.
Oh, yes.
The lights from the cameras are showing on that, like, blinding. It straight
It's
looks
awesome.
like latex. It's beautiful.
I want to know who did Goldberg's wigs, though, man. That shit stayed on.
Yeah,
Anyone
man.
knows Goldberg, that motherfucker's bald.
Yeah,
They
and
super
oily.
glue that shit to his hair.
Very,
and, like,
very.
Oh, God.
and the ending of it when he was like, it's pronounced Shanta.
Yeah.
He,
Because somebody goes, he calls him Satan and shit.
Yeah.
Like, no. Okay, Goldberg.
You get it? It's pronounced Shanta. I just thought, and that made me laugh too, because I was like, Santa Claus has to catch a plane to the North Pole.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's fucked up.
Naturally.
Oh, man.
Oh, alright, we'll move on.
Hold
to
on,
the
we gotta
rating
give
of this
yes,
one.
yes.
I'll let Kyle go first. 1 out of 5 Christmas lights.
He gets a whole string, baby.
Oh my god! No! No!
Watch that shit.
Rachel.
Let me give it a 2. 'Cause it was fun.
That's so generous.
Phil.
She can't find it's missing a bulb. It's not
I,
turning on.
it just depends on what plug-in you use.
Where's the light checker they
I
gotta
know.
shove into each
If
hole?
we got an adapter, I'd give it 1 bulb. So.
Oh my
But
god.
we ain't got one right now, so.
Tying it back into wrestling.
Yeah.
The Booker T quote. I get The five-time WCW champion. I
Yeah.
give it 5 stars.
5
It's way
stars.
too generous, but okay,
5
yeah.
stars.
We'll average that out. I'm not a math woman, but yeah.
that average is probably like a 2.
Shit, dude.
All right, let's move on. I think next
Goddamn.
is Better Watch Out,
Watch yourself.
which moves us on to Rachel.
So, Better Watch Out. When I first watched it, I thought it was going to be like a home invasion horror movie, and then it switches to the kid messing with his babysitter.
Mhm.
It doesn't really have a lot to do with Christmas, but it is a fun watch, and you get to figure out what happens in the Home Alone scene.
Yes. Oh
I
my.
have that as one of my notes.
That when I first saw that scene, that shit blew my
That
mind.
was unexpected.
Yeah, it
That
was.
was truly unexpected.
Sheesh.
I just wrote it in as like Home Alone-esque
Yeah.
horror anyway.
Yeah.
Even just the first, like, before the Home Alone
Yep.
murder scene.
Yeah.
Because I thought the same thing. I was like, home invasion type horror, so I was like, it's going to be Home Alone, but like a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Which-
right though. It didn't feel like a Christmassy movie. Like it could have been staged in any other season, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is believable."
Mhm.
But just from the sheer fact of the snow, the Christmas lights, the
fucking
the
Santa
accoutrement,
Claus that she kept
Yeah.
tripping
Yeah.
over or
Yeah.
whatever.
that was an interesting little touch. The amount of twists and turns in that is delightful. I think
All based
that-
off of Babysitter Crush.
no, and that
Yep.
that is a rewatch like hella. Like
Yeah.
that is a hella rewatch. I think that mixes such a fun little the nice guy air quote versus like the final girl air quote type of tropes that are mixed in together in that film is perfectly done.
Mm.
It is perfectly done. You will love the ending scene to that film if you're into that kind of vibe straight up. So oh my god, the death scenes though.
But when you learn too, when it escalates more into the story,
Oh
that,
my
this,
God.
that this kid had like killed the friends. Like,
Yeah.
What was it?
Hamster.
Hamster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if
LeBron.
any,
yeah. LeBron.
anyone that like knows any little bit about like psychology knows that these little fuckers start out murdering
Right,
animals.
right.
That's what
So,
Dr. Phil says. Yeah.
well, I fucking have a degree in psych from Ball State.
I just watched Dr.
Fucking
Phil. so-
praise the audio of colleges.
Right.
You know, I can't
Right.
believe it's called it the audio of colleges, but
There you go. It works. But yeah, no, I just find it hard now that I think more and more about this movie. Like, I want to talk about it so bad, but I also don't want you to go into this movie knowing everything.
Yeah,
because,
There's so much you could
You
say
just-
that would ruin it.
just-
yeah,
Just
and
wait.
easy things.
Yep.
I didn't even think about that. Just
The first like 15 minutes, you're like, oh, this is typical. This feels like
And that's
like the lead up to The Strangers.
Yeah,
almost.
I
Yeah.
wrote
In
that. I was
in
like
that
more.
kind of
I
similar
wrote more of
sense.
like a slasher type flick
Yeah.
with like the phone call trope
Yeah.
and the break in and hiding in the attic,
mm-hmm.
and then it all just. And
The-
I don't want to
the-
ruin it.
The
Like,
initial hooded character that enters the home,
Right.
and it just spirals from there. You're in for a ride, and I think even if you're a smart individual when it comes to horror films, you're not going to necessarily be able to call the twist in this
No.
immediately.
Can we spoil the Home
No.
Alone thing?
No. Let them find out. You have to let them find
This
out.
is what will spoil.
It's the Macaulay Culkin Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the first
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
The sound effects during during the whole film, but during that particular scene are beautiful.
Yeah.
If you can just envision Gallagher hitting a watermelon with a mallet, then you're there. You've arrived.
That's one way to put it.
You've arrived at this conclusion. So take that and run with it. This is a great film for the runtime. It's paced
Yeah,
really
it's like
well.
an hour 20.
Yeah, it's
Oh
not
my
bad at
god,
all.
the young actors, everyone is either 19 or under
Well,
for
even
this whole film, other than the parents, of course.
The two
but
kids that were casted both played their parts really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
The
Well-
babysitter was
Yeah.
good. Both the boyfriends, the one boyfriend that he has come in later is like from Stranger Things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
Yeah, they couldn't injure him in Better Watch Out because he was going to be in Power Rangers and Stranger Things.
No way.
He's in Power Rangers
That's
also?
fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Who is he in Power
I
Rangers?
think he's the Blue Ranger. He's either blue or red.
Is that the shitty new remake one?
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's hot.
Damn, I got excited for a second. I was like, "Is it Power Rangers?"
But also, can we talk about the kid's friend looking like Beans reincarnated from Even
Shut
Stevens?
up! Please
I swear, every time I go, oh, there's Beans, and I go, no, Beans is 40 years old.
Beans is smoking a joint.
I know.
Like,
He's getting high on oxy.
yeah.
He's fucking floating on cloud
Oh
nine.
shit,
No,
man! That has to be Beans' kid or something. Cause fuck, they could remake even Stevens with this kid, or just do an offshoot of Beans, like
Beans TM.
right, like holy shit.
I thought that same thing. That was so. He was the affable sidekick, and you wanted him to question the main character's motives so much more than he did, but he rode along with it the whole fucking time. He didn't even question the unethical nature of the shit that's going down.
Well, he did a couple times. He's like, oh, I just can't do this, and then he just his friend just got him high more.
Oh.
So.
Oh my god! And then the penultimate scene where our main, I don't want to say villain, but I'm gonna say villain, orchestrates what he needs to orchestrate.
The crazy thing, that kid was playing like a 12-year-old when he was like 15.
Yeah.
Well, that's like so much more reasonable than like the Glee cast.
No,
Let's
dude,
be real.
if you
They're
look,
28-year-olds.
if you look at this kid now, I just looked up a picture of him.
He's Beans reincarnated.
Yeah. He even acts like him.
He looks like, well, no, look, him as that's him now, but look at the actor standing next to him.
Oh.
I can't remember that guy's name.
Dax Shepard.
Yeah, Dax.
Yeah.
Doesn't he look like Dax?
Yeah, but he's more Beans. He's definitely Beans.
It's so much more Beans energy. Beans energy.
It's
straight
like
up.
Beans
this
if
kid's from-
he didn't eat so much beans.
This
Yes,
kid's from
yes.
Australia,
Yes.
and he went to like a performing arts college and high school and college. So
Wow.
this kid's like legit.
But also to like kind of go off that, you know, people like doing that stuff. But like the main kid and the girl, they acted together before on The Visit, which is
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yeah, yeah.
Is that with the creepy grandma?
Yeah, the one that's
No.
there's Archer grandparents.
No.
Yeah, that
no.
movie is fucking great.
No.
But we'll talk about that one later.
That terrified me.
That
I
could be a
cannot
whole,
watch that again.
almost
I
an
cannot.
entire episode with the weird shit in that movie.
Dude, something creeped me out
That
real
under the
bad.
house scene.
No,
Ooh.
I can never watch
That's one
that
of the
again.
creepiest things I've ever seen in my
I can never
life.
watch that again.
That fucked me up.
She's
It
on her
fucked
hands
me
and
up.
feet crawling like a fucking horse girl.
Woo!
She's going on a horse girl adventure down there. Like, it's no.
PG-13, baby, is what that is,
I
and it
swear.
scared me. Like, come on. But yeah, so those
thought they
kids are
looked
from
familiar.
yeah, they're from
okay,
The Visit,
yeah, that makes sense.
and that movie came out 2 years after The Visit.
It was right around then.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so they're capitalizing. Those kids were amazing actors. They
Yeah,
carried
they're
that
so
film.
good.
They carried that film.
The
Yeah,
Beans
they
kid,
had to
the
have.
Beans kid hasn't been in anything since then.
Yeah. So I'm glad he's the Beans kid now.
The very
We never
the-
see him
those
again.
were some of the most unique death scenes that I have seen in a long time.
The crazy kid actually played Peter Pan in the Pan movie.
Oh, that movie bombed.
Yeah,
The
that
crazy
was
kid
not
would
a good
do
movie.
an amazing Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
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 Hell
Listen,
yeah.
You're the first one to say this out loud in the sphere. You need
She
to
needs to get
trademark
paid
that.
for
You
this
need to
shit.
trademark that idea.
Bro,
You need to
the
be
two
paid for
kid
that
actors
idea.
are both from Australia. The two boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
I don't know if that's like a. That's definitely not like
It's
a
cheap to
kid
film
thing.
there, so that's probably, I assume.
Three. The babysitter's from Australia also.
Wow.
So they probably filmed there.
Australian.
Oh no.
Some shrimp on the barbie.
Four.
Right.
The kid
Sorry.
actor from Stranger Things and Power Rangers, he's also from Australia. Wow, man. I should have gave this a Google
cheap as
earlier.
hell.
Oh, but you also got Kronk in it too as the dad.
And
He's not
Virginia
Australian.
Madsen.
Virginia Madsen.
Mm-hmm.
We know they're not.
No.
I'm trying to figure out where this
No,
is
the
filmed,
ending
though.
to that was aces.
yeah.
I was satisfied when I saw that.
Oh yeah.
Despite all the trauma that poor girl went through
It
that
says
night.
when the movie was released, the line that they put out with it is, "You might be home, but you're not alone."
Yeah, what a stupid line for that
I
movie. Too.
know,
Like, it
dude.
doesn't match.
That
shit.
doesn't- yeah.
Nice try.
That's the reason why you never watch trailers. Just go in blind and see what happens.
I just have to say, did you also take a look at that pizza that they ordered?
What the fuck was that? That
And
did
there
not
was
look good at
mushrooms
all.
on it, even though they were doing mushrooms.
No, it was the width of a vinyl. It was the saddest
Oh,
pizza I've
yeah,
ever
no.
seen in my life. So if you rewatch that, you look at the pizza and be like, that's not edible. It's
Yeah,
not.
it was
This is
filmed. It
fabric.
was filmed in Sydney, Wales, and Australia.
Fucking figured. Okay.
Why is it filmed in Sydney?
It's cheap.
Sydney
It's
and
extremely
Wales? Well, why would
cheap.
I want to know why it was filmed in two different spots? Or why did they go to Sydney, then Wales, and then back to Sydney?
Outside shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, that can make sense.
It was all
Or an upstairs
kind
part.
of fake snow.
Because you
looking
never
stuff,
actually
so.
watch them go all the
Yeah,
way upstairs.
That could be a thing.
It's cheap to film in Australia, so I get it.
Yeah. So what do you guys rate it?
Four Christmas lights.
Wow,
Four.
only
Absolutely.
4?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would say and that's a conservative estimate. Like, that's something I would rewatch again and again, just because I love the performances, I love the death scenes. The ending left it kind of relatively open, so I could believe if they did a sequel to that. Like, I would still watch the sequel to that. I don't know if they're planning on it. I don't believe so, but
No,
I would
I don't
watch
Well, I
it.
was gonna say, I think COVID ruined a bunch of shit anyway. Even
It
if there was a possibility, I don't think they would now.
I really liked it a lot.
Plus, the way those kids age now,
Yeah.
they look like grown ass men now.
Oh no.
Like,
Yeah, more grown ass than me and Justin.
one of the things I wrote in that I wanted to bring up because I wrote it because you said it. When the psycho little kid is talking and like screaming, you notice how his voice changes.
Mhm.
It's high pitch.
The
Yeah.
Peter Brady.
Yeah,
Pork
you-
chops and applesauce.
Yeah, you can tell like he's still going. They're trying to make it obvious he's going through puberty still.
Right.
And that was one of the things throughout the movie, especially when he's talking shit and you can hear his voice get high pitched
Yep,
and screechy. Then he tries to make it low again. Then
Yep.
it gets high pitched and screechy.
Yep.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
'Cause
No, that
I
movie
thought it
does
played-
dark humor really well.
Yeah, I thought that played in well to make you believe that he's 12,
Right.
even though the kid playing the part was like 15, 16.
Right. But I mean, even at 15, some people do still get a babysitter
For
for their
real,
fucking
though.
kids. So, but it's more believable if it's 12, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah. My rating, I would say 3 out of 5.
Wow. Why? What did you not like about it?
Let me think on that.
Well, this is no Santa's sleigh, but to me, this is a 5 out of 5 movie.
Yeah,
when I watched
yeah.
it, that shit blew me away.
Yeah.
So I really like that movie
Super
a lot.
unique. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with you. It's 5 out of 5 for me. It's definitely rewatchable. You can watch it again and again,
Yes.
and not just at Christmas time.
Yes. All throughout
It's like
the
she
Yeah.
said at the
Yeah.
beginning, you could have thrown it, this could have been July 4th,
Yeah.
Memorial Day,
Mhm.
Thanksgiving,
It's the strangers.
fucking
with the
Valentine's
kids.
Day or
Right.
some
Yeah.
shit. Like, you could have thrown any holiday on this and it still would have made sense.
It's so clever. I think that they balance the young male lead with the young female lead almost equally. Not like 100% equally, but in the beginning he's a real like shot caller. Like you think he's just kind of a fucking like little loser or whatever.
Mhm.
Like some prepubescent kid with a hard on for his babysitter. And
Which he is.
it turns out like wow, the commanding nature of that character in comparison to the babysitter's character is delightful. You'll love the back and forth. I highly recommend it. Absolutely. One of the best holiday horror films I've ever seen.
Well, that
Justin
movie
gave it
was on.
a 3.
Let's go like
a
3.5.
three.
Oh, come on now.
A
Oh, come
Three and a
on.
half.
Yeah.
Santa say it's a 5. Better watch
Take it with a grain
a
of salt.
3.
Yep.
All-
A 3.5.
Better watch out. Like, they
No, that's the reason why it's great, because we
Mhm.
all have different opinions, even if they're wrong.
That sounds like something I would say.
That is, I used the 4.5 years we've been together. You say that like daily.
It's your opinion, but it's wrong.
If it ain't your opinion, it ain't right.
Facts.
Which moves us on to your movie.
Yes. Okay, so I know Krampus is probably like a super like on the nose sort of choice to make, but I will say I think it has a lot of pros and a few cons to it. It is the namesake, so I think most folks listening to us would be familiar with the story of Krampus. If not, Google and Wikipedia is free, so I'm not going to do that labor for you, babe. So you can do that. But it actually shares a decent amount of history of Krampus.
The German grandma.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. she actually is a German actress, and she signed up for this film. So you know, her accent is legitimate and accurate. Her dialect is as well. The whole story. If you like Toni Collette, I love Toni Collette. You'll like this film. Oh my God, stop. Yeah, I will say, I'm going to lead off with at least saying that my score of this would be probably a 4.1 out of the 5 Christmas lights that we have. Only for the fact that I think, in hindsight, I've read reviews of it, and it states that if this could be more along the lines of a creep show sort of anthology time frame, like we're looking at maybe an hour or so, it could have fit into an hour or so. They dragged it out. I think the runtime is an hour and 20.
I think they were trying to cover like 2 nights.
They were,
like Christmas Eve
yes.
and Christmas Day.
So it is maybe a little long for the run. There's a little bit of lag time, but if you can stick with it, it is absolutely worth it. The sheer amount of practical effects versus CGI, literally the only CGI in this film is the deadly weaponized gingerbread men that are out to kill people during this Christmas time. Everything else is special effects. Everything else is practical, and it is freaking beautiful.
I love that you brought up the gingerbread man because
I just love it.
well, one
I
of
love
my
it.
notes, going back to my love for cheese, the Ginger Dead Man,
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
starring Gary
Yes.
Busey.
It's so reminiscent
That
of
was the first thing that popped into my head the very first time I saw
Yes.
this movie.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to have a tradition, take us to the movies, Christmas,
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
We saw this, and first thing that popped in my head was
Yep.
Gary Busey.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Ginger Dead Man." And she's like, "You'll have to show me that." And I was like, "You probably won't like it." But when we rewatched it, that was still
Well,
popped back into my head.
It's a tale as old as time. You know, your in-laws, your extended family getting together for Christmas, clashing personalities. People are already sighing and mentally preparing themselves for the Christmas
Badass
onslaught.
kids.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's one thing I wrote. Because you remember, I've heard her say this before, but the daughter,
Androgynous.
she says that you should have taken a test, or they should have taken a test to have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've heard her say that before.
Eugenics, babe. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
But the daughter, when she's talking to Toni Collette's character, she
Yeah.
was like, "But Mom, didn't you say they should have taken a test to have kids?" And she was like, "You're not supposed to repeat that in front of them."
Yeah.
And yet these fucking idiots let their fucking daughter go walk to her boyfriend's
I
house in a
swear to
goddamn
God.
blizzard.
Yeah.
Oh no! Go take a test because you're too fucking
Yeah, I
stupid to have a
know.
kid.
She wanted
Okay, dumbass.
She wanted to go smoke a joint with her
Oh
little,
my
her little
God.
baddie boyfriend. and I will say it jumps from your storyline is fixed in this house and just remotely outside this house.
Well-
And you bounce from inside the house, outside the house, inside the house, outside the house. It's a real concentrated area in which the story is happening, but a lot happens within the confined walls of this home as well as just the immediate area of outside. So much happens.
And I think a lot of how that happens that well is how well this movie's casted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The only
All
thing-
of these actors, even the
Right.
kid actors, are known actors.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, even like the aunt that comes over is from 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
She's
you
in
have,
Mr. Deeds also.
Yep. And then you
The
have,
dad, Toni Collette,
Mhm.
is the
The
mom.
uncle, yeah.
The uncle, he's a comedian.
yeah,
Anchorman.
yeah,
Yeah.
Anchorman. He's got like the weird lip.
He's the
thing.
sports guy in
Yeah.
Anchorman, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to say his name's Ben, but it's not fucking
No.
Ben. But yeah, no. It's funny you think it's too long because Scream Factory just put out a copy called the Naughty Cut, and it adds 35
No
more
way.
minutes to the movie.
I mean, I would
And
still
then,
watch
like,
it.
Yeah.
I love this movie,
Yeah.
so like I'm dying to watch the Naughty Cut, but I didn't
Yes.
pre-order it yet. But like,
We'll just borrow your copy.
yeah. But it's just, I just think it's funny that you think it might be too long, and they just released a copy that's even longer.
I mean, you know, for our viewers, I think maybe that's the case. For me personally, I don't think it's too long. I think if you have a low attention span, then
Doesn't it fit in the 90 minutes? Though?
yes. If you have a low attention span, though, it's going to feel too long for you
Mhm.
because it tries to build up not only the drama with the historical aspect of Krampus, but it tries to build up the family drama as well. So you got two components going on there that I think, for our less intelligent folks out there, it might lose them a little. But if you can juggle both those things at the same time in your brain, you're going to be fine. The character of the grandmother, the Omi, or Oma, I guess in German, actually fits extremely well into it. She's very knowledgeable about the history of Krampus, and if you're prepared to get a little bit of a history lesson, then yes, that's for you. This film is all about context.
Her animated scene when she's
Oh
explaining
my
it's
gosh.
actually pretty cool.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it's
God.
super cool.
Yeah.
You need the history behind it though. But you know, some of our, I don't know, folks out there that are the mouth-breathing knuckle draggers kind of folks that just want the sheer just like boom 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 of horror films, they won't like that aspect. You know, it's not all about the action. You have to have the context for the storyline. It provides great context
And
for that story.
the context too with like the snowman being outside. You
Oh
remember
my
the first
God.
time he sees it, it's
Oh
on
my
like
God.
the street.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
it
then
moves.
and then it's closer and then
Yeah.
there's two of them. And then
Yep.
there's an elf.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then there's like three snowmen.
All of
and
the
then
elves
it,
in
and
the
it builds
home.
and it
Yes.
builds and
Yeah.
then I wrote down, I was like, what the fuck, creepy porcelain doll owl thing?
Yeah.
Like,
that thing's
that
fucking awesome.
was
The toys in the attics were
amazing.
The
fucking
toys in the attic,
Yes.
that Jack in the Box
Yes.
thing is fucking sick.
Yes.
And that
So
teddy bear,
fucking,
too.
and the teddy bear was
Yep.
great.
If you take
Oh.
melatonin, that's going to give you nightmares. I just want to let you know right now, babe. I just do. That's, you know, my fair warning to you. So,
That shit
and
is
all
awesome.
those are practical effects too. Like I read about that. I
Yep.
tried to do my research. Like I said, the only thing that's CGI is those little gingerbread men. So they straight crafted those evil,
So that
delightful anime beasts.
that
Like,
means like someone was legit
Yep.
under the snow.
Yes.
Remember when they had
Yep.
the snow
Yep.
scenes
Yep.
and like the shit pops up
Yep.
and run? Oh,
Yeah, it's
That's cool.
awesome.
someone is Krampus with the constantly
take
agape
notes,
mouth.
Kyle.
Mhm.
Like the teeth
Shit.
and everything, the
Money
Krampus mouth
safe.
is just open.
Yeah.
It's terrifying a little bit. So amazing props to them, and to
Yeah.
know that overall this is a low budget film. They did not throw
Yeah,
a bunch
it said
of money
$3
at
million.
this. Yeah,
when I
Yeah.
looked it up. It said
extremely
$3
low
million.
budget for
Which
something like this.
and this type of with that kind of cast, that that $3 million probably went to the majority of that fucking
No,
cast.
Yeah,
it'll end up
exactly.
being a cult classic. I think. I really do. I'm just
Oh, yeah.
gonna say that right now.
Well, also
Um,
I mean, it's Michael Daltrey anyways,
Yes.
which is the same guy who did
He
Trick
did Trick
or
or Treat.
Treat.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes.
I love
Did
that.
Yeah,
fucking
Oh,
yeah.
it's a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
And then he also like I think his last Krampus was his last film he did
Yep.
before he did Godzilla vs
Yep.
King Kong.
Yep.
No, Godzilla King of Monsters he did.
My bad. The
So-
budget on this was $15 million. The budget
Yeah.
on Better Watch Out
It's
was $3
not-
million.
I mean, to be honest though.
They paid for the house for Better Watch Out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like,
seriously though. Yeah.
No, I love Krampus. Krampus, I think, it's going to stand the test of time.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the new 80s style movie that
Yeah.
people are always going to watch and love, even though they didn't really like it when it
Yep.
first came out.
Yeah.
But no, that movie's fucking masterpiece.
You're not a
Since
real
that movie came
human
out in
being.
2015, dude, my mom watches it every year.
Yeah, no, it's
Like-
fucking
Oh, it's
awesome.
We, like I said, she took me to see it in the theater when it came
Yep.
out, and
We
every-
watched it the week.
every year,
think so.
I would say every Christmas, every
Yeah.
time December rolls around, she watches. She watched it
It's
last
just
week.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so fun and good and
You're good. It's a good time length. We're only at 50 minutes
Oh,
on
no.
this episode. I saw you peeking.
I
Kyle and I,
just wanna know.
Kyle and I have talked about keeping it under an hour. I've been keeping
Yes,
track.
yes.
We're only
Yeah.
at 50 minutes.
we did good too.
Yeah.
The young
Considering
man,
how much.
the lead young male character, the son in that, was just one of the most heartbreaking, like, characters that I've ever seen. All he wanted, he wrote to Santa asking for his family to just have a good Christmas together. That's all he wanted. How pure, how delightful. And these slightly androgynous cousins come in and just trash his wishes like, who are you, you dumbass? You haven't experienced trauma yet, you know? And they rip up his letter to Santa, and thus the whole situation unfolds. So, I mean, it's actually purely driven, I think, from a want to have family being together for the holidays. So, I don't know. There's over themes that are delightful with this film, and I think I would give it a 5 out of 5. I think I would.
Oh, you're changing it from the 4.1?
I think I will. I think I will. I think I will.
Well, damn, we're moving to that.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Phil's wanting to end this fucking
I think
episode.
I
You're not.
think I
Said,
will.
all right, I'm done.
No, in,
I don't want to hear what you two think.
No.
We're done.
in hindsight, I think that's what, I don't know. I feel comfortable with that.
Yeah.
despite it going a little bit longer
So
than I thought it
Justin's
would.
giving it probably a 1.5.
You probably, yeah.
I'll
Not-
give it a 4.
No boobs.
yeah.
No wrestling. The kids wrestle, bro.
For real.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5 Christmas lights.
No, it's a 5 out of 5 for me. Oh no, I'm dying.
Main reason for me with the 4 out of 5 is because I'm a old school fan in the sense I want blood.
That's understandable. Well, the only reason why I'm doing 5 out of 5s is because I am judging these on holiday.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
isn't 5 out of 5 of all time of all
Right,
No,
horror.
right,
I get it.
But I'm doing like
I just
holiday
wish with
movies.
like when the Jack in the Box ate the kid, I
Mhm.
would have liked to see blood
Right.
squirting.
But and I feel like
it's little things added
Right.
in to make it a 4 out of 5.
and see, and that's where I think
'Cause
the
I-
naughty cut comes through.
Yeah,
Ooh,
okay.
yeah,
so-
I gotta
like
see that.
the reason why the naughty cut's coming out is because he's like, I had to cut all this because they didn't want it like this.
Mhm.
So I think they were more or less trying to find a family horror movie
Right,
for
yeah,
people to go
yeah.
out and watch because they had Tony Collette and the
Yep.
guy from Parks and Rec.
Yep,
I
yep.
keep wanting to call him Michael, and then all that stuff. So I think like they kept limiting
Mhm.
him from being able to do what he wanted to fucking do.
Yeah.
And so now like when
Now that it's 6 years later,
Right.
he can come out with what he wants to come out
exactly
Isn't this also PG-13?
yes,
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
a PG-13 one. So
with. I just thought there would be little scenes like you could just have little squirts of blood here. and
oh
there.
yeah, no, of course I agree 100% on that.
But yeah, I thoroughly, like you even said, this to me, like it could be a cult movie.
Yeah.
Like I see this being something that is, like we were already talking about. Y'all watched it on Christmas when it came out.
Yeah.
I watched it on Christmas
Yep.
when it came
Right.
out. And we've continued to watch it
Yeah,
down the line.
it's like how we always have to watch Trick or Treat on Halloween.
yeah,
Yes.
this is a Christmas
You have
movie
to
you always
do it.
have to watch.
Yes. This is the only, like this, out of all the movies we talked about tonight, this is the Christmas movie to
It's
watch.
the
That's
quintessential,
why,
yeah.
Give a honorable mention to Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yes, don't watch the second, because it's
Yeah.
just the
Second
same
one,
fucking
yeah.
movie.
Yeah, just watch the first one.
Yeah.
We'll give an honorable. Don't watch the fucking remake. Oh my god damn. But
Yeah.
yeah, honorable mention. Silent Night,
Black
Deadly
Christmas, obviously, we're not
Night.
stupid
Go
over
with the
here.
original though, man.
Yeah, of course.
But-
Well, Black Xmas is fun, though.
Yeah. Have you watched this? The
No, we're not gonna talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not talking about that new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then
This will
I feel
go
like
from
there's
being
one more.
54 minutes right now to like 2 hours of you and I and
Jesus.
us bitching about everything.
trash. Yep.
Rare Exports is a good one too.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
one's,
Yeah.
Evil Santa.
Mm-hmm.
hmm Yeah, out of holiday horror, though,
Yeah.
it's definitely up there for sure.
What's your rating on it, Rachel?
Probably a 5 out of 5.
Same with you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. There's just,
I always gotta be the
I just
odd
fucking,
man
Rise
out.
on
no,
around.
I just fucking love it.
Yep.
I'll give it a 5.5, I guess.
Ooh.
I love that.
But yeah. So other than that, that wraps up the Christmas episode of A Drink of Blood, A Taste of Flesh. Until next time, kiddies.